Hi everyone, this is Sherilyn Flower from Remax Legacy. I wanted to tell you guys about what's going on coming next year and kind of recap what's been happening in the GTA housing market. I did say I was going to blog about this, but it's just easier for me to do a video blog. I'm a little bit lazy when it comes to typing. Um, I was fortunate enough to sit down with CMHC, which is the Canadian Mortgage and Housing Corporation. And what they did is they really analyzed the market this past year and they kind of project what's going to happen for the following year. So we really got a good insight into what's happened so far and what's going to happen. And I want to pass this information on to you guys, which can help you if you're a potential seller or buyer or even looking right now. So let's recap what's been going on. I'm just going to look at my notes here. Well, currently sales were a bit down this year. We had about 80,000 units sold in the GTA, which was slightly down from this time last year. To recap, between January and June this year, we saw sales prices rise about 6%. We were going to multiple offers. We were going 100K over asking in certain parts of the GTA. It was a pretty crazy spring market for sellers and hard on the buyers. So, this was pretty much what was happening from Jan to June. But then what happened was the government did a change, and what they did is they decided to reduce the amortization from 30 years, down to 25 years. And what that did is it really reduced the affordability for first-time buyers. In fact, it increased mortgage payments by about 10% for them, which really then ended up not working out, and a lot of first-time buyers did put their plans on hold for home ownership. So what we did see is a slower market in June, July, August, even up till now. Sales have been, softer, and the prices have been a little softer in certain areas, but in some areas they have gone up about 5%. The biggest area where I saw this effect was in the condo market. Now, throughout the GTA, Peel region, we've seen the condo market take quite a hit on this. And I'll get into what regions have been affected the most, soon. So basically, what we saw is, affordability changed, right? A few areas it didn't really affect. So the million-plus homes that were, people were actually paying about 5% more, that went up. Homes that were, 500,000 to 1 million, the actual sales went down about 2%, and it's in spring. And anything under 500K went down about 22%. So that was quite significant. And the most decline, well, what regions were there? We had York region, which I was told the sales went down about 22%. So we're seeing a lot more supply in those areas. So great for buyers if you're looking in York region. In Toronto, the sales went down about 20%. And in Peel region, wasn't too bad. It was about 15%, okay? But places like Durham, the sales actually went up, and because it's more affordable in Durham. They've got a huge influx of new homes that are being built over there, and the actual region is doing pretty well. It was up actually. And Halton, which is, Oakville, Milton, Burlington, actually saw no change in their market. So they also were pretty stable the last quarter. So what's going to happen in 2013? Okay, so what CMHC is projecting is condo sales. Condo sales are going to be the slowest in terms of at least the first half of 2013. Now, they don't think it's going to be a huge decline. Like in the 80s, they had it down about 25%. They don't think it's going to go down that far. But sellers, you have to be really, really careful when you're pricing your condos. You have to really go with what has sold, not what's selling on the market. It's really important to make sure that you are pricing well and pricing according to market value, because we're not seeing the big multiple offers and everything. Okay, so just to continue on, what are we thinking that's going to happen for 2013? From what CMHC is projecting, we will have a slower start for the first half of 2013. We're looking at it not being a severe decline. Resale homes will probably stabilize. They're not going to go up, but they're not going to go down either. But the condo market will decline a little bit. They don't see a severe decline, but as I said, you have to be sellers be very accurate with your pricing and go according to what's sold, okay? And buyers, there are some great deals to be had right now between now and the spring market. I don't have a crystal ball, and typically we like to say houses go up in spring, but from what they're saying, we're going to have quite a bit of supply out there. So buyers, if you get pre-qualified and go out there and try and find something if you can, okay? And also we'll see a lot of rentals coming out on the market as well, because condos probably won't be selling, so they'll be renting them out. What's going on for Mississauga? I think Mississauga will continue to have a balanced market. We're still highly affordable compared to Toronto. And I think that it will be still continue to be a good investment. And also, pre-sale. So what's going to go on with the pre-sale or the condos that are coming up now? It's yet to be seen. A lot of them are going to be closing in 2014, 2015, so we're going to have to see what people will be doing. Will there be a huge influx of condos on the market? Will they be renting it out? We'll have to see at that time, okay? What the difference is right now, and why we don't think that it's just going to crash the market when all these condos come up, is because it's a little bit different than it was in the 80s. What happened in the 80s is that they would build these condos, and rarely would they ever have a pre-sale event where they would sell condos before they were ready for occupying. By the time the project closed, they'd only have like 65% of these units sold. So it did take quite a bit of a hit in the 80s. However, now we do these huge pre-sale events. By the time closing comes around, 95% of the units are sold. So it's not such a big deal. They don't really see it, the new condos suffering too much. So what else can I say? However, they do see it's slowing down a little bit. And as I said, it's yet to be seen. So let's just recap. Okay, what are the key points to keep in mind for next year? Okay, what they say is it's going to be more of a stable market. Of course, remember, it depends on where you live. In Toronto, we're still seeing multiple offers even up to now. I put in 6 offers for a client. Every time the offers were going, 100,000 over asking in certain areas. And this was just not even a month ago. So keep in mind, it's all subject to where you live. So you have to be really savvy about the market you live in. So we'll have to see. In spring, it could go back to the multiple offers, or we could still have a stable market in certain areas. Expect more momentum in the second half of 2013. And basically, we find that repeat buyers will be, driving the market rather than the first-time home buyers. Every time a correction happens, we have to wait and see. So I guess my biggest advice to people is sellers, just as I said, be very careful with your pricing, and buyers, it's time up. It's a really good time to buy if you're thinking about it. Now with Mississauga, there's talks about them introducing an additional land transfer tax, just like Toronto. So if you can, try and get in to the market before that happens, because Once that happens, I mean, affordability again will go down for these buyers, and it's going to be really hard to get into the market. Now, again, prices may drop, so it might balance out, but as I said, we don't have a crystal ball, but the talks and the rumors is that Hazel will be bringing in this new tax. So keep an eye on that for 2013. I hope this information has helped, and maybe if you do have any other questions, you feel free to call me at 905-270-8840. And if you'd like to be put on a list of listings sent to you in the areas you want, just to keep an eye on the market, again, feel free to call or email. Thanks. Sherilyn Flower from RE/MAX.